Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my last attempt recording this video because I've recorded this video 5 times, I think, and my camera just shut off. Don't know why, so I'm gonna keep this one short. But I know I haven't been on here in quite some time. I think the last time I recorded a video was last year when I said I was gonna try out this plant-based keto detox for my liver, which I didn't end up sticking to, unfortunately. What ended up happening was that I actually stopped taking my cholesterol medication last April in 2020, and now it's been exactly a year. We're in 2021 now, and it's April. And while I was doing that, I noticed that I had a lot of different cravings, and I really craved meat and fish sometimes. So I didn't want to deprive my body of that because I am someone that really does listen in on what my body needs. I don't go, I've tried all the diets, okay? It's been over a decade since I've been doing this kind of stuff. So I don't really follow fads or things that are like really cool right now or whatever everyone else is doing, and I don't try to label myself as anything either. I do eat a lot of plants, but I have incorporated meat and fish back into my life whenever I do feel like it. So I think it's important to have balance. I don't need anything processed, things like that, but I don't want to give myself a title because I'm just not about that anymore, and food doesn't define who I am. At the end of the day, I'm still Nino. My lifestyle is going to change. And also, I don't want to have like this concept of like, oh, I'm this kind of a person, and then if I go on vacation and I see something and I just want a bite of something, I have to say no to myself. So I have definitely found balance in my life, and I prefer it that way, and I listen to what works for me, what feels good. Obviously, I still stick very, very far away from any kind of milk products because I do have issues with that. So that's not something I'll ever be introducing back into my life. However, especially like throughout this entire period of just like getting pregnant, readjusting, like when I gave up my cholesterol medication, it took about 4 to 5 months for my period cycle to actually normalize. So it went from a 24-day cycle to a 29 to 30-day cycle, which was just like wow to me, because that said a lot about the fact that, yeah, there's a big chance that we weren't getting pregnant because my cholesterol medication was messing up my entire system. And again, guys, I've been on that medication since I was 10 years old. A lot of you who know my story, you can kind of find one of the videos below to kind of share more about that. And I'll do a separate video about having FH and being pregnant. But the reason I'm recording this video is just kind of to give you guys an update on my pregnancy, what it's been like, how it's been going, because a lot of people requested this video, and I want to keep it short because I know you guys don't have time to just sit here forever. So after my cycle normalized, we pretty much got pregnant pretty quickly after that. And then we ended up finding out that we were pregnant 2 days before Christmas. So I call it a miracle child, especially considering the fact that we started to try having kids exactly a year ago, if not more. And then literally just found out 2 days before Christmas that we were pregnant. So it was such a beautiful moment. I was so happy. I put together this beautiful little box to surprise Ilya because I actually found out in the morning, and I literally broke down in tears and started praying, just because I was so overwhelmed with emotion. And just, for an entire year of us trying to get pregnant, there was a lot of lows that we went through just to get to this point, because I would take pregnancy tests every single month and thinking, oh, now's the time, oh, it's going to happen. And then every single time I'm taking the pregnancy test, it's always negative. And, it's hard to go through that because it's hard to keep your hope up and your optimism up. And I was also not in a good place about a little over a year ago, I would say at this point. But just having so much anxiety, stressing over it, blaming myself. Why am I not getting pregnant? Is there something wrong with me? Blah, blah, blah. And it was just like so much going on. And then also I was transitioning and I was leaving my job of restoration hardware, and I was starting a new job, entering back into the real estate industry, which obviously was exciting, but it was a big change. And I was taking on a much bigger role with a lot of responsibility to build an entire brand new real estate team. basically masterminding behind all of that. And, it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of energy. And during that entire transition period, I really just stayed really quiet. Then, things got crazy with COVID and politics and all of that. And it was just like so many negative people on the internet, not something that I'm used to, because when I joined Instagram, which is my favorite platform still to this day, I would say aside from like YouTube, is that Instagram is supposed to be this positive place. And politics really took over, and people, whatever the agenda of the world was, they were doing a really great job at separating people, because that's what they wanted and that's exactly what was happening. And I personally don't feel like that's what it should be about. I think that we live in a country where we are supposed to have freedom of speech, and we're supposed to be able to share our opinions. None of the stuff that anyone says is facts, right? Like, we all have the right as humans to have opinions about what we believe is right or wrong, or who we stand behind, things like that. But there's no need to get nasty. I had so many hateful comments left on my page, so many just like disgusting words said to me, people that don't even know me, don't know where I come from, don't know what I've been through, don't know how I got to where I am right now, which is like not even that far, because my vision for myself is way bigger than that. But it's just sad that, so many people just like are so nasty and so negative. And honestly, if you are one of those people, and you are one of those people that said that to me and you are watching this video, well, hello, I'm praying for you, because I really feel for you. And that's all I can say, and that's all I can do. Moving forward, I'm definitely not going to be sharing a lot of input on my political stance, just because I really don't want to get involved in that nasty world or waste my time on conversations that I literally just do not care for. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I'm focusing on my life, my family, my career, and that's really all I care about. So yeah, and then obviously with being pregnant, I also didn't share a lot in the beginning either, just because I'm one of those people that I like to wait until I don't know, some time goes by and I'm like, okay, I feel like it's kind of, I can't hide it anymore. And also I started to feel very called to share my story and kind of what I went through, because I think that a lot of people have a tendency, again, to judge other people that, even though they haven't been in those shoes. And so my first trimester, I would say actually even past my first trimester, up until I was 16, 17 weeks, was horrendous. My nausea started at literally 6 weeks and lasted all the way through week 16, 17, something like that. And the problem was that it wasn't just nausea, guys, okay? It was nausea, but I was also throwing up 3 to 4 times a day and working a full-time schedule and tired as hell by the end of the day, trying to just figure out how in the world I was supposed to make it through my work day, because I just felt nauseous the entire time, constantly throwing up, barely keeping food down. Everything that I was used to eating, I literally couldn't even smell or put into my mouth. I went from being super low carb to only wanting carbs, fruit, potatoes, chickpeas. That was the only thing that I could literally keep down. And I even had some nights where I only took a few bites just to get some food into my system. But I would go to sleep hungry even sometimes. And I ended up losing about 10 pounds, I would say, in my first trimester, which, after talking to a couple of women, not everyone goes through that. However, there are many women that do. And I just want to come out there and say, it's okay, it's normal. And I also want to say it's not a mental issue, because what I've read while I was researching a lot of this is there are some research articles, or some people that I have talked to that have said to me, well, maybe it's just kind of a mental thing that you kind of are making yourself feel this way. Okay, yet that's not how it works. And I'm saying that because I was literally in those shoes. And I am a very optimistic kind of person, as you guys, I'm sure, know if you've been following me for years now. And whenever I do feel sick, usually you don't even know that I'm sick because I'll still put on my makeup and I'll look totally fine, but I'll have the flu or I'll have a fever, right? But this was way different. It wasn't the fact that I was just nauseous. It was literally the fact that I was vomiting food 3 to 4 times a day sometimes, which made me super weak. And then I was really disgusted by a lot of smells, and I couldn't even eat salads. Okay. So this is real. This does happen. And I just want to put that out there to, before you want to say something to someone, why don't you take a step back and first reevaluate whether or not you've been in those shoes and can relate to that person. And if you can't relate to that person because you haven't felt that way, maybe take a second to see if you can find some compassion for that individual and just give them a little bit of hope to make them realize that, hey, it's okay and it's going to get better. And that's exactly what I want to do here, is to say, if you are a woman and you have felt that way in your pregnancy, it is totally normal. There is nothing that is wrong with you. Every woman goes through things differently, and every woman's pregnancy is going to look different. It doesn't mean that it's good or bad. I am still absolutely so happy and so grateful and so thankful for the fact that I am able to grow a child, and I still look at it as the most beautiful thing ever. I'm in my second trimester now. I don't even remember those moments. Like, those moments seem so far away from me now, because I'm just so happy and blessed about the fact that we were able to get pregnant after an entire year of trying and not getting pregnant, that I am so not focused on the little stuff. And and the mentality you really have to keep is that it's just today. Just get through today. Just get through today. Just get through today. Like, my day looked like I would wake up at like 7:30, start work at 8:30, throw up like 3 to 4 times a day sometimes, and then finish work at 5:30. And then I would be literally laying on the couch right there, as you can see, by 6:30 or 7 p.m., unable to cook dinner, not able to clean. So thank God Ilya stepped up and he was able to help me around the house, which I appreciated so much. But I hated it. At that time, I hated it because I am the kind of person that is just like, go, 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 go. I would usually wake up at 5 a.m. I go to bed at like 11 or 12 at night. I'm always the one that's cooking, and I'm always, like, if something looks dirty, I'm always cleaning it. Like, so to not be able to be in that rhythm and doing the things I wanted to do was really, really difficult for me personally. And in a way, I think it was also God's way of saying, I think you need to slow down. Like, there's a lot that your body needs to do right now. And you just need to learn for the first time, literally the first time in your life, to just step back and take it slow and not overexert yourself and not do more than what you need to, because you need to rest. And so I battled that feeling for quite some time, but then once I gave into it, I feel like that's when it got easier, because I accepted the fact that, like, it's okay that I'm feeling this way. I'm literally growing a human inside of me. And yeah, it's, this pregnancy isn't how I always imagined it to be, but the fact that I was even able to get pregnant, is just so beautiful, and I'm so blessed about that. And I just have to remember that this will all be worth it in the end. And that's really kind of just what I had to do to get through it. And it really did help me, because I looked at every day as just that one day where, okay, just get through today, just get through today. And you know what, if you're tired, it's okay. Go to sleep at 7:30. It's fine. Sleep for an entire 12 hours and wake up at 7:30 if that is what your body is asking for during this time period, in order so that you can at least show up to work and be able to do the things that you are responsible for doing. So that's what I did. And then literally week 17 is, I think, when I really fully started to notice a difference in just like how I was feeling. And like 17, 18, where I didn't throw up at all. And it was just happened. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm so happy that that's over. And I know that that's not like that for every single woman, because everyone is so different. And I think that the main message that I want to share on my channel here is that no one is perfect. There is no right or wrong way of having a pregnancy, or, having a certain guideline to look at and say, oh, well, this person had this and this person had that and this person had this and this person had that. The point is that remember that you are blessed to be growing a human inside of you. Your pregnancy is going to look the way that it's supposed to look like for you, and whatever way that is, that's okay. And you will get through it, and there will be better days. And yeah, I mean, that's really the main thing that I wanted to share here. And then also understand to have a little bit more grace towards yourself. That's one thing that I had to definitely learn how to do as well. I haven't been eating as many salads as everyone usually knows that I eat, because it's been a little bit more difficult. I haven't been able to keep them down. I've definitely been eating a lot more carbs, but I've also accepted that and have been allowing myself, in limited quantities, I would say, but allowing myself to do that. The one thing that I do refrain from is eating fast food. I really don't condone that. I don't think that's useful, because you have to keep in mind that the baby isn't chewing the food that you're eating at all, right? You want to make sure that you're still eating high nutrient dense foods, because all the vitamins, all the nutrients are going to go into your blood, and then they're going to go to the baby through the blood, right? And the umbilical cord. That's how the baby eats. So that's something that's super important to just keep in mind. But obviously, if like once in a while you want something, sure, just don't ever use the excuse that I'm eating for two, because you're really not. If anything, you should be making excuses for the fact that you need to start eating things that are super nutrient dense, because you want to make sure that your baby gets the most amount of vitamins and nutrients possible, as well as do your research. Make sure you know what prenatals you're taking. Make sure you know what's inside of them. I realize that doctors don't actually ask you that question, which I'm just mind blown about. So if you guys are interested, you can definitely message me. I'll let you know what I've been taking, but do your research, know what the ingredients that are in there, know what you're putting into your body, and make sure you compare different brands to understand what you're actually putting into your system, because that really does matter. But yeah, other than that, second trimester has been going pretty well so far. I'm praying that it stays this way. I'll give you guys an update in my third trimester. I'm only 2 days away from being halfway there, which is just like insane to me, because I feel like I literally just found out, and here I am, 5.5 months pregnant, almost 20 weeks, halfway there. It's just so insane. But I'm excited to share this journey with you guys. I'll do another video talking about specifically being a woman with FH and pregnant. I know that's a very requested topic, so that will be a separate video, but that is what I've been doing. That's how my pregnancy has been going so far, and I'm just really looking forward to third trimester when I get to feel the kicks. I can already feel her squirming around, but it's still hard for you to feel it like outside of the belly. It's just random times when she's super, super active, which she's really active. I can feel her inside, but it's hard. Like if Ilya puts his hand on my stomach, he can't really feel it that much. So that's what I'm looking forward to. If you guys have any other questions, please reach out to me. Also follow me on Instagram. That's obviously my favorite platform. I share everything there. My Instagram handle is Nino Royalle, and I'll actually link that below to this video. Bye guys.